Stop letting people's good intentions be the reason you're drowning. We've been taught that if someone doesn't mean to hurt us, then we aren't allowed to feel the weight of what they're doing. But here is the reality. Intent doesn't fix a broken foundation. A person can have a heart of gold and still be a structural hazard to your life. You're letting people drain your battery because they're going through a hard time, but your nervous system doesn't care about their reasons or excuses. It only feels that debt. And the truth is, you aren't really being supportive. You're being a landing pad for a crash that isn't yours to manage in the first place. You're subsidizing their chaos with your sanity, and you're wondering why you're the one who's breaking. I know the script you're running in your head because I ran it for years, but they're going through so much right now. I'm strong enough to handle this. I can't just leave them like this. I have to do something. You're treating the people you love like they're structural failures just waiting to happen. But here's where you're the red flag. When you treat a grown adult like they're helpless, you aren't helping them. You're disabling them. In my own life, I was so busy understanding why someone was sinking that I didn't notice they were using my own boat as an anchor. I was shielding them from the cold reality of their life. And in the process, I was the one losing my air. You think you're being their savior, but really you're just a safety net that prevents them from ever learning to stand on their own. In a way, you're keeping them weak so that you feel needed. You have to stop doing for others what they should be doing for themselves. The most dangerous energy drains in your life aren't the villains, and they aren't trying to ruin you. They're the innocent drains. It's the partner who is too busy to text you back again. It's the friend who only calls when their world is on fire. It's the family member whose life is a perpetual work in progress that you're expected to fund, emotionally or otherwise. Because they're nice, you don't feel allowed to set a limit. You feel like a jerk for saying no, but you need to look at the math. Structural fatigue doesn't care about a motive. A building doesn't care if the wood rot was accidental. It only cares that the frame is failing. You are losing the structural integrity of your own life because you're too kind to admit that some people are just too heavy to carry. You're spending your primetime energy reinforcing their shaky foundation while your own structure is starting to hairline crack from the pressure. And this is the hardest pill to swallow. A person can be completely sincere, deeply hurting, a total innocent, and they can still be the most destructive force in your life. We've been raised to believe that malice is the only thing we're allowed to walk away from. But in architecture, it doesn't matter if a ground shifted because of a natural disaster or a wrecking ball. The result is the same. The building is no longer safe to occupy. If you want to start feeling energized instead of perpetually depleted, you have to stop grading people on their sincerity and start strictly looking at their impact. Now, their hard time is a reality, but it is not a mortgage that you are required to pay. You have to learn to be okay with the fact that protecting your own peace might make you look like the cold one in their story. You cannot build a future on someone else's unresolved crisis, no matter how much you love them. Today, we're done with the guilt trips. We're done with being overly understanding to the point that we disintegrate. This week, let's run a load test. I want you to look at one person in your life that you feel you're carrying in some way, specifically because you feel sorry for them. The one whose intentions are good, but the impact is heavy. For the next 3 days, I want you to stop the extra maintenance. If they try to call you to vent for the 10th time this week, tell them that you're busy today. If they forget a detail, don't fix it for them or remind them. And if the silence feels heavy because you aren't the one filling it, then let it be heavy. This isn't about declaring them a bad person, because they're not. It's about seeing if this connection can stand without you doing 100% of the work. If the second you stop overfunctioning, the relationship comes to a standstill, just let it sit. You have to be willing to admit that their good intentions don't invest energy back into you. You need your time and your hands free to build something that actually supports you back. Stop funding their comfort with your exhaustion. Look, I know that fed up feeling. It's the realization that you've been spending your time and your energy on people and things that just aren't reciprocating. Self-awareness and taking full accountability are your powers. But intellectually understanding and knowing isn't the same as changing it. It's time to stop the cycle of self-abandonment and start investing that intensity back into your own life. I have a few spots left open for a 1-hour deep dive session to map your energy leaks and build up your baseline. If you're ready to take full ownership of your trajectory, the link is in the description below. And remember, taking personal accountability and ownership is the only way to free yourself from self-abandonment.